Hi there everybody, quick update on the big yippee, it works. We're up and running. We spent all day Wednesday controlling the water in and the water out, and Wednesday night didn't get a lot of sleep. I was like an expectant father, but all the levels stayed good and it's run ever since 24/7, and touch wood, everything has been okay. We've starting a fishless cycle at the moment. We've put in some sea salt, and we've also put a bit of ammonia in there, and chelated iron, and it's now running through the system. We did a pH test. It's running at 7.5, and we've got 0.6 parts per million ammonia at the moment. The bell siphons are working quite well, and the system's working quite well. It's taken about 19 minutes to 20 minutes to fill and 3 minutes to empty, so they're all starting well, they're all breaking well. You know, that's more luck than judgment, but I've watched that many YouTube videos on it, and I've learned that much from different people and different things. I just did it, and luck as have it all works well for us. Put some climbing beans in. There's one of them called Asteria, and there's one called White Lady, and the one there behind the tap is Delaman. I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. There's a couple of cucumbers in. The beans were hoping to grow up this wall so they don't invade everywhere. A couple of cucumbers there. There's one called Crystal Apple. It's a round, like golf-sized ball. I've never tried them before, never even seen them before, but we spotted them and thought they might have been worthwhile. And the other cucumber's called an Italian cucumber. And we put some strawberries out of the garden. We dug up the strawberries and broke them up, and we ended up with 50 plants, so not bad that. Put them in, really. Pure and simple, and we put them on the edge, and then if they grow over, they can grow over. We might leave them in, we might take them out, we don't know yet. But with them having the root system on, what we're hoping is we'll speed the setting of the cycle up a little bit quicker. We've got a couple of tomatoes in there. They're a bit small at the minute, but the one's an Italian, and one is a Red Alert. So that's them, and we've got all these seedlings now to get in here. They just aren't quite big enough, some of them. The cabbages and cauliflowers up there, more some flowers we growing there, and them are what we want for climbing up the walls outside. So what we're hoping to do as well is get more plants in here as these seedlings are ready, and then I think what I'd like to do, I mean, you've all watched and listened to me moan about this gone wrong, that gone wrong. But it's actually up and running now, and I think I haven't covered a lot of things in a lot of detail, so I think I'm going to do some videos showing you how I did things and how it's worked for us in a little bit more detail, explaining a little bit more details about the bell siphons, the bio filter, the radial arm filter, the raft, and how we've done it, and go through it all over 3 or 4 videos in a little bit more detail, because there's people out there like myself learning. You know, it might not work for you what I'm doing, but it's worked for me, and I've only learned by watching people on YouTube and taking it in, a bit of this, a bit of that, and making my own mind up what I wanted to do. And so far so good, but I haven't covered everything in a great lot of detail, and I plan to do that in the next couple of weeks. Let's get some planting out done and get the outside planted, and we'll sort that out. You can see now we've got some plants in the raft system just to get started. We've started some seedlings over this end. Yeah. This is the drain out. If you're wondering what this pipe is, this is what's known as a technical error, spelt with a B. It's coming in 40mm pipe and going out in 40mm pipe. and this was only 25. It wasn't enough, so that's where that is at the moment. We've put these in, lettuces, basil, one or two other different things, too many to mention. And they're looking in a bit of shock at the minute, but hopefully they'll pick up. And I'll show you, yeah, these are those curtains I was telling you about, and they're giving us plenty of aeration underneath there, and we've got 4 of them in there. Biofilter here. The only problem we did have one, and that was last night actually. This overflowed, but what it was, a sponge had gone underneath the outlet, so it had come over. Luckily it wasn't too much, and we managed to put that right. There, the air goes into the tank room where all the tanks are, and I'll show you in there in a bit. And that's the compressor there, running quite well, although it was a noisy thing on top of that metal shelf, so I've put some rubber matting underneath it to quiet it down a bit. Right, as you can see now we're in where the tanks are. No fish just yet, but the levels now, we set them and we've stayed dead level. I've been really pleased with it. I haven't had a problem. We've neither gone up, down, or nowhere. Everything's run sweet as a nut so far. The only problem I have had, and you'll notice in the radial flow filter, you can see in there, when I come to put the lid on with the cap, it backs up into the fish tank. So if you look over this side here, that is the lid, and I personally feel this is creating some sort of vacuum. It's not big enough, so I'm going to get a bigger piece of pipe tomorrow. We might do what Rob Bob's done, use a flower pot, 8-inch flower pot, but that's not big enough. It's causing me a problem. I can't snap the lid on. If I leave an air gap, it runs, so it's, I personally feel it's that. Today we've put all the air stones in for the fish, ready, and bubbling this water up. Just the normal stones. I'll show you. The water's a mucky brown because of the sea salt. But there's the air stones. There's 4 of them, 2 in each tank, and it's working well. Bubbling up. The spray bar's giving us plenty of oxygen as well. So get the system right, and I think the fish will be happy as Laddie. And as you can see, all the topsoil has arrived. You see now it's in. We've done this today. Every bit of it has been riddled, got all the stones and rubbish out of it. And where that stick is to the end of that bed there has been planted with onions, because we are a bit behind with them, so they tell me. So I'm not a gardener, I don't know, I've never done it before, so I'm going to have to learn the hard way. We're going to put some tomatoes, cucumbers, beans, and all the climbers are going along that fence there and up at trellis. If anything, it's going to stop her jumping over it once she's the one that jumps over. We're hoping to get all this planted out this weekend to give really good weather. So hopefully we can get all this sorted out. What we can plant out, we'll plant out. I'll just have to read the labels first. I'd like to thank everybody for subscribing. I'd like to thank everybody for the comments and all their help. It's been very useful and very helpful and very encouraging. It keeps me head up when things are going wrong, and keeps me believing that all this can work. So hopefully it will. Bye for now, speak soon.